Today we're going to learn 5 phrasal verbs about friends and friendship. Sometimes what happens in a friendship, sometimes you fall out. Maybe you have an argument, a disagreement, and you fall out. Maybe for a few days you don't speak to that person. Sometimes people can fall out for a day. Sometimes you might fall out for months. Maybe you do not speak to your friend for months and months, for a long time. Sometimes people can fall out like this. To be honest, especially from my experience, girls and women, I think they fall out more often than guys do. That is just my experience. I feel like some women are always falling out with their friends, and there's always a problem and arguments. Maybe not, but hopefully what happens after you have fallen out, with your friend, eventually, hopefully you can make up in the end. Hopefully you are able to make up and forgive each other. One person can apologize, the other person can apologize, and hopefully in the end you can sort of make up and become friends again. Hopefully. Otherwise, some people, it can happen. You can fall out, and if it's something really big and you fall out over something very big, then maybe you will never speak to them again. But usually friends make up afterwards. Usually one person will apologize, the other person will accept the apology, and they will sort of make up at the end. That's usually what happens. Sometimes with friends, people can just kind of drift apart over time. People can just drift apart naturally. This is David and this is Tom. And when they were 7 years old, they were very good friends, very close friends. They were always hanging out together when they were younger. But when they got to the age of 17, David was more interested in music, but Tom was more interested in playing football. And so at the age of 18, they had started to drift apart a little bit. They have different interests. They spend their time doing different things. So they kind of drift apart over time. And now by the time they are age 30, David is playing music. He's a rock star, playing music concerts. Whereas Tom is married to his wife. And so now David and Tom don't speak much anymore. Maybe they send a message once a year, once every 6 months, just to stay in touch over time. But you can see that they have drifted apart over time. They did not fall out. It was not because they had a falling out. They did not have a falling out. They did not fall out or anything. They just kind of drifted apart over time. This can happen a lot with your childhood friends, people you were friends with when you were very young. It is normal. I think it is normal to drift apart over time. That can happen. Now, people bond over different things. People bond over many different things. Some people bond over karaoke. If they all like karaoke, if everybody likes karaoke in the group, then you can bond over that. You can bond over karaoke. Some people will bond over watching movies and talking about movies. Other people, like these guys here, other people might bond over watching sports. This is like what they bond over. This is something that they can talk about together, something they have in common that they can talk about together. So a lot of people, especially men, yes, especially men, like to bond over sports quite often. Other people maybe prefer to bond over music concerts. They like to bond over going to music concerts and talking about music. Yeah, a lot of people like to bond over music, but everybody bonds over different things. And that's why it is easier to be friends with somebody if you have the same interests, if you like the same things, because you can bond over those things. whatever you want to bond over. What do you bond over with your friends? Do you bond over movies? Do you bond over music? Do you bond over learning languages? There are many things that friends can bond over. Sometimes if somebody is feeling bad, if somebody is feeling sad, you see here this woman on the right, she is feeling very sad. And so the woman on the left is trying to cheer her up. The woman on the left is trying to cheer her up, here. Maybe she's saying, it's okay, it's not that bad, come on, why don't we go and get something to eat? Let's go and watch a movie. I want to try and cheer you up. So she's trying to cheer her up here. And on the right, we have a man here who is feeling sad. He is feeling very sad, but it looks like his girlfriend here. His girlfriend, I think, is trying to cheer him up. No, his girlfriend is trying to cheer him up here. Try to make him feel better. Yes, he's feeling sad, but hopefully the girlfriend can cheer him up and make him feel a little bit better instead of feeling so sad all the time. That's all the phrasal verbs for today. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.